Overstand Podcast. Why understand when you go overstand? I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild, and today I have with me a special guest. This is one of my day one bros, sandbox type of thing right here. This man has over 18 credits in the acting industry, in the filming industry. This man has been doing this thing, not to mention one of his breakout roles as K9 in the BMF series. You know what I'm saying? Brother is doing his thing out here and has much more to come. My brother, Rayan Lawrence, thank you for tapping in with me today.
You already know, my G. Thank you for having me.
So we're gonna start this from the very beginning. But also, I just want to give you your flowers, bro, because it's well deserved. You've had a journey like no other, and I've always known you to be a stand-up dude. So I know you didn't take no shortcuts in this thing, and you faced a lot of obstacles and challenges. You met it head on, pause. But you have propelled yourself, and I just had to give you your flowers for that. So we're gonna start this from the very beginning. I know some of these answers, but I
Appreciate
have to ask it. Okay.
you.
Okay.
Gotta do it for the audience.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's let the people know where you was born and raised.
Oh, well, you already know your boy was born in Brooklyn, New York. You know what I mean? And raised in Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? That's where it started. That's what the sandbox is.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Um, we grew up in the same building, of course, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it's lit too.
222.
222, you know what I'm saying? Let the people know about your
Yep.
family life as well. Mom, dad, siblings and everything.
Yeah. Yep. So I grew up with my mother and father, my sister, youngest sister. I grew up on Lenox Road, man. My mother's Jamaican, my father's Trinidadian. So I had that mix coming up in the house. I,
Yeah.
so that was the culture. But them arguments between Jamaicans and Trinidadians, you know how that goes. And
Yeah.
obviously being husband and wife, you know how that goes in the house. So we was hitting all them strong arguments
Yeah.
in the crib. You know what I'm saying?
So tell the people what was some of your early interests growing up as a kid in the Brooklyn area.
Being in Brooklyn, man, we came up more so wanting to go to the NFL or the NBA. I think our block had some really dope athletes. You know what I'm saying? You yourself used to kill it.
Appreciate
In
that.
football and basketball. So we definitely had a lot of talent. So we were always looking to go either to the NFL and the NBA. And I think if we had more discipline, a lot of us could have probably really made it there. Growing up from that, outside of wanting to be in the NFL and NBA, I want to be an FBI agent, a detective. So that was another thing that you look towards the future. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You gonna be one of them. 150, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just said, and the reason why I wanted to do it is I wanted to make a change, man. And this,
Mhm.
I just wanted to be able to be the type of person to reach the people in my community. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things why I always considered being a cop.
That's dope.
Younger.
But what's all right, so bet. So you gotta have a lot of kids that's gonna see this, and there's gonna be a lot of adults that see this as well. They're gonna
Hmm.
identify with your journey, right? Let the people know
Yeah.
which high school you went to, in the Brooklyn area as well.
Okay. Yeah. I went to Mega Evers Middle College. That was right there on forget exactly where it was at, but it was right there. I want to say Crown Heights. That was just Crown
Yeah,
Heights.
yeah,
So I went there, and it was a really cool school. Actually, we could bring your story up, right? We going
yeah.
all in. Um, I actually didn't want to go to that high school. I got recruited to go to Boys and Girls for football, and my mother, heard of Boys and Girls. We know growing up in
Yeah.
Boys and Girls was known to be a bad school.
Yeah.
So my mother didn't want to go. So she asked my aunt, because my aunt was a teacher, is a teacher, and they both felt Mega Evans would be a good school to go to, and that's how I ended up going to Mega Evans. It was my recommendation from my aunt, but I was focused on going to Boys and Girls. That's where I wanted to go to play
Hmm.
football.
Now, you and myself are a lot alike because we was very popular as kids growing up. We got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
attention. So now being in the industry, our thing is about being talented and being great at our
Yep.
craft, not to fast forward,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Because we know what it's like to get attention and be popular growing up, right? But for those who don't know, this man right here used to throw some of the most legendary parties that you could ever think of in a neighborhood. Like, he's kind of downplaying the fact that his parents were super cool and they used to just throw some of the most amazing parties. And and I was a part of it, being a part of like just the neighborhood and the energy. And
Yep.
sometimes it's just so fun, to be honest with you. Even though some of my friends was a little older than me and a little younger than me, we were still all at the same party, going crazy, going ham, going wild. So um I
Facts.
thought that was just like really super cool in that regards,
Mhm.
like looking back at the journey. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's very
Yeah,
super.
man. Those days was fun, man. All of us would get there. The parties will be packed. We be playing the good music, and then towards the end, when my dad trying to get everybody out, he started playing his soca. He started hit with the knife on the bottle. And like, yo, dad, come on, man, like it's little kids party. That's when he wanted us to go. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun, man. 91 times. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh Lord.
91. 90. Those
The
Subscribe.
legendary
best.
days, man.
the
Those are the
best the
days.
best time. The food was always amazing. I was trying to sneak me a little extra plate on the way out. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Me and the
Yep.
bros be like, yo, hook me up with a plate before we get up out of here. So
Word.
I just
Word.
had I just had to mention that. I just had to mention that. So
No, those
moving
those are
forward,
fun, man. Those are fun.
my bad. Yeah, that was
No, you good.
crazy fun. Crazy fun.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward just a little bit, let us know when was like the first time that you felt that you even had an interest in getting into acting.
Wow. That's a good question, man. Well, here's the thing, actually. Now, when I really, really think about it, I don't know if I would necessarily ask this question in that type of way. Um, when I was younger, a lot of people would say you should get into modeling, and I was shy. And I'll get into that part, but I'll tell you how kind of everything got started. So people used to say, "Hey, man, you got this look. You should get into modeling," and I was shy, so I didn't want to do it. So one day there was a school, McAvis,
Yeah.
and I'm watching, my friends go up there and, they on stage doing their thing. And I'm sitting all the way in the back. I got my do-rag on, chilling. And I'm looking, I'm like, man, I could do that, man. What are we talking about? So I told my people, yo, y'all want me to go up? You gonna go up for real? Yeah, go up too. Why not? So I go back to the back and everybody, yo, you about to go up? And I'm popular in school, so but I was still shy. So I'd say, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So they give me some clothes. I walk out the stage. And I walk towards the front. And until like silence, right? So I walk. And then once everybody knew who I was, literally everybody got up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
then, you get a standing ovation. You like, yo, I go back. I'm hyped now. Hey, let me get some more clothes. I come off. I got a little jumper on, no shirt on, pause. You know what I'm saying? So now, boom, this is where the confidence grows, right? And that's where it was. And that day, it was even a lady came up to me and wanted want me to date her daughter. You know what I mean? Gave me her number to date her daughter or whatever. So that's where I was like, yo, okay, people saying about this modeling thing.
Yeah.
This might work. Then leaving high school, I think I posted this on IG a couple months ago. I got most cutest and photogenic. So now it's like, you're getting people telling you most cute photogenic. You're like, yo, all right. So one time I was bored. I was only going to school, what I mean? And then this is in college. I wanted to go to school. I was in school, and then I was like, why don't I go take some headshots to see what happens? Go to King's Plaza, right?
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah.
King's Plaza and I went to the photo portrait spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where they take them pictures for couples and all that stuff, weddings or whatever. Took pictures there. I looked in the Daily News, and they was looking for models and actors. I was like, yo, sent my stuff in. They called me up, said they wanted to work with me. Literally, my very first audition was for an ESPN commercial called Take the Field, right? And I booked it. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like, oh, this industry
Yeah.
might be easy.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's it. And I'm thinking that was the time where the acting was all I could do it. So that's when I started doing both modeling and acting at the same time. And then I felt it was more rewarding for me to do acting, just like I could just do more, think more. I think modeling was just boring. You just sitting there taking pictures, this, that, and the third. I think acting, you get to develop these characters. You can play a character like an NFL player, NBA player, cop.
Yeah.
You can do all that in the acting world. So I think that's what made me love it. But from that audition, when I booked it, it gave me the confidence, like, oh, I could do this thing right here.
Yeah.
And that's really when it started. I can't think of another time that I ever thought about acting until after I booked that.
So the first thing I've ever seen you in was 2007. It was a movie
Mm-hmm.
called A Deeper Love. You had called me. You had called me. I was in college at the time, but you had called me. You was like, "Yo, bro, I'm in this new movie. I don't know what you're doing, but we having a premiere. I'd love for you to pull up." And I was like, I know they told me in the hood that he was acting, but for real, like so now I'm hyped. I gotta get this off before you go into that. I gotta get this off, bro. Pause. Right.
Yeah.
Um. so so when you tell me this, right, I'm like, yo, all right. So I'm leaving school the day of your premiere. So I got me a little. I'm not bragging, y'all, but I got a little sugar. I got a couple sugar woogers at the time. You know what I'm saying? So she like, yo, what you about to do? So I'm like, I'm about to go to this movie premiere. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do big things, but you know what I'm saying. And my boy, you know what I'm saying? He's the star in the movie. She like, for real?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be out. Yo, can you mind if I come with you? Like, where's it at? I'm like, it's in the city, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to skip. Like, what's going on? Like, so long story short, we pull up, we see the movie A Deeper Love and lights, and I'm seeing you on the red carpet. And I felt so proud for you, just as your friend, like just naturally happy for you. And the girl I'm with, I'm like, yeah, they go my boy right there. Like, boo, stick with me, yo. You gonna meet people, you gonna do things, all right? Like, just chill, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but it just felt great just watching you follow your dreams and achieving your dreams, right? So, A Deeper Love. Let us know how that came about.
So A Deeper Love. Let me try to go back to that process. I forget I forget the audition process in itself, but we shot this project once, and I loved the script.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much it was about a girl going through different situations in her life, and she meets this churchgoer who gets her into the church. Mysterious things lead her to go down this other path, and she was trying to get her boyfriend, which was played by me, to go along that same path. But um, when we shot it, we actually stopped shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was due to the finances. And then after that, me and my producing partner at the time, China Lane, was like, "Yo, let's produce this joint." And we redid it, produced it, and started to pull in favors. We got people that was in the that got a part, well, that was a part of the score. The theme song of the movie we got through somebody we knew. Some of the actors
Mm-hmm.
uh, we got because we work with them in the business. So it was pretty cool putting that together. Really talented people,
Mm-hmm.
and the story sold itself. But
Subscribe.
yeah, it was a really really cool project to be one of my first really project that I led. Actually, I would say because I did stuff before that, but that was one that I led. And yeah, man, that was a really good movie, man. I still get people still talk about the movie. Like
Yeah.
there'll be people like from Africa that would message me and tell me they loved watching this movie. And even you just look uh, on Google, you look at what was it, Barnes and Nobles, and you look at just like the comments that people have about the movie, man, it really impact a lot of people. I had it screening at Mega Evans College one day as well, and it hit home for a lot of people. So that
Mm-hmm.
was definitely one of the movies that still sits close to my heart because it impacts so many people. And of course, what the movie was about too.
Mm-hmm. So outside of the hiccup of just completing the movie at that particular time, what is a challenge at that time that you felt like you had to get over as an actor, as far as just your performance at that time?
Um, let's see. Got some good questions. Uh, that I would say maybe doing it over again because sometimes um just trying to put maybe even a better performance than what you probably previously done in the project if you have to do something over. I think that's tedious.
Mm-hmm.
um maybe that just really trying to you know pull off the same performance or even better because you already poured your heart and soul into it. So I think that might be one of the hardest things in an artist if you have to redo something over.
Mm-hmm.
um and we can go into something real quick with,
Yeah.
for example, there's I could jump into this where Denzel, when he got American Gangster, that was supposed to be directed, um uh I forget the director name right now, but when he originally was supposed to do it and then they didn't do it, and then when he shot it they had to pay him twice to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had to get
Yeah.
paid twice, but I had
Yeah.
to act again.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Denzel's case, he didn't have to act because he didn't do the first movie, but he had
Yeah.
already signed the contract. So those are the kind of things that happen where you get paid again because look, you got me for more days. But yeah, having to redo something, I think that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. So now after you do that, I mean, you got so many credits. I'm surprised you even remember half your movies, to be honest with you. But
Yo,
um, but there's a movie that comes up on your on your list in your catalog, Cadillac Records.
I like records.
Let
Yeah,
let, let us know about Cadillac Records.
yeah. So with Cadillac Records, it was pretty cool. What people, I don't think too many people know with Cadillac Records is I also worked behind the scenes with Cadillac Records. So I helped in the casting process. I was one of the assistants working on that project, just helping out, like look at auditions, um, watching people come in and audition. So I was able to see people come in and audition for some of the characters, and do stuff for the main cast director and also the associate.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. And then when the director saw me, I did audition for a part. One of the parts I wanted and to get, but I ended up getting that part, which was
Mm-hmm.
still cool because I was able to
Yeah.
work with Columbus Short, and
Yeah.
we know Columbus Short is talented.
Yes.
So yeah, I got to work on that, and we know who else was in there.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
Adrian Brody, you had Beyonce, Jeffrey Wright.
One of my
I
favorite
mean, that
actors.
list goes long. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was able to work with both Columbus Short and Jeffrey Wright in the same scene, Adrian Brody. So that was
Yeah.
cool to be able to chill, talk with them.
Yeah.
Um, so that was fun, being able, and that was my first big movie,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
So that was fun. Your first big movie, you had to work with those type of talents. That was perfect.
Now, with that talented of group that you're working with, I mean, Jeffrey Wright is one of my favorite actors. His screen work is impeccable. Columbus
He's a
Short,
chameleon.
yeah, oh my God, just play anything. Uh, Columbus Short is extremely
Yep.
talented and very underrated in my
Right.
opinion. Um, and I
Mm-hmm.
and I love Beyonce as an actor. I don't think she gets the credit that she deserves. But what is something that you learned from their process on playing their characters that you took with you moving forward into other roles?
I think with them, just because it was a period piece, so it's good to see them uh dive in terms of being in that time period, right? That knowing the accent, uh knowing just certain things like the walk, like it's just certain things that's different from when you're doing a period piece to something that you're doing that's current. So the way people walk, the way people do handshakes, hairstyles are different, all of those little things I was able to see
Yeah,
that both Jeffrey Wright and Columbus Adrian Brody would do. So those things you take in, and those things I really cherish, because now when I do period pieces now, I've did period pieces throughout the years, but now that I'm currently doing some projects which are period pieces. I see how important those little details are in terms of developing his character. Because I wasn't born in the 1930s, I wasn't born in the 1970s,
right.
but I'm able to know what that life is like from seeing maybe documentaries. And now we have YouTube, we got Google, where you can go back and you can learn for certain things, or people that we grew up with, right?
Hmm.
Dad, mom,
Hmm.
uh just family, and the
Yeah,
stuff that they do. You be like, oh, okay, he's born in the 60s. You could take something from him, and I think that helps me in terms of developing these characters. But seeing Jeff Wright and Columbus and Adrian Brody that day, working with them, yeah, seeing those little details that they do, and obviously watching the movies in its entirety too.
yeah,
You can see the work that they put in, and you can use that towards, stuff that you do.
yeah. That that's a great point that you had pointed out as far as like personal, like taking these roles back to your personal connections, knowing the people and seeing it how they would be, people in our real life, and taking that and
Hmm.
using it for the role. So that's very poignant that you had
Hmm.
mentioned.
Yes,
Season
sir.
of Love, Seasons of
Mm.
Love movie.
Ah,
Talk about
I was
that.
just talking. Yeah, I was just talking about that with my friend China Lane, Princess Monique. Uh, well, Princess actually did that. She directed that piece, and she's dope. So I got to work with her. I just played a UPS man.
Yeah,
So something simple.
yeah.
It's cool to do.
Hmm.
Shout out to the casting directors, Winsome Sinclair, who cast me for it, and shout out to Princess for having
Subscribe.
me. And yeah, that was pretty cool to work on. Something
Hmm.
small. But yeah, I had fun on that project. Christmas. I know I'm always into Christmas movies. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
that was cool to be a part of that.
At some point, I'm watching TV and I'm finding you in movies. So,
Yeah.
I talked about some of these movies already, but it was a movie that I was watching. It was about football, and it's
Uh huh.
called The Last Fall. And I seen
Yeah.
you in the movie, and I'm like, yo, like, so, like, my bro is really doing this. You know what I'm saying? So, tell me
Yeah.
about The Last Fall.
So the last fall, that's another one that I worked behind the scenes. Shout out to Matthew Cherry, he's a dope director. He won an Oscar um, for one of his projects. I'm trying to remember which project he won it for, but he recently won an Oscar. I want to say it might have been for his joint called Hair Love animation project. Um, but with Matthew, I was in there and I worked with my guy Lance Gross, who me and
Yeah.
Lance Gross have grown to be peoples over the years because we've been seeing each other and work with each other a decent amount outside of acting. Um, but yeah, with Season of Love, man, I was actually as a reader, and I'm reading with other people, and I'm actually playing Lance Gross' role as the reader.
Yeah.
So there, Matthew sees me. He's like, "Man, you know what? You're pretty good. Let me get you a role," and he gave me that role as the Turk. So some people don't know who the Turk is. The Turk is
Yeah.
the one that goes and he delivers the the
Yes.
bad news to
Yes.
these NFL players where you get released. So that's the character I've played in the movie, and it was good. It was good to know what it was about. And actually, when I played that character, even though the character's so small, and I actually reached out to Sean Smith. We know
Yeah.
from the block,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he played over 10 years in the NFL. I reached out to him to ask him a little bit more about this process, like how should people feel when this guy comes around. So yeah, I did my research, man. Even
Yeah.
for a small project like that, I ended
Yeah.
up calling one of my boys I grew up with, and he was able to give me some information on that type of
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, when the Turk pulls up to NFL locker room, it gets very quiet. It gets very eerie.
Yes.
The only person that's not worried is the franchise player. Everybody else
That's it.
is like,
Pins and needles, though.
it get
You ain't
real,
making
real.
no eye contact. Hey, no eye contact.
Yo, coach need to see you and bring the playbook. Damn.
You're right.
I'm telling you, it's real, bro. It's real. Um,
Real.
and I love the fact that you highlighted the research that you put into this character because you want to give the character the right authenticity. So I love the detail
Yes.
work that you had put to that particular character, and it shows
Right.
in the movie. It showed in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I
It
look
sure did.
up. I look up, and one of my favorite movie franchises. You're in the movie Barbershop.
Yeah.
Tell us about Barbershop.
Oh yeah, yeah. So barbershop, man, barbershop was really cool. I was excited to get on that project because of so much of the enormous amount of elite talent there. Ice Cube, Common, Nicki Minaj, Cedric the Entertainer, JB Smooth. I mean, I can name them all.
Yeah,
So I was fortunate enough to be able to work with them directly in the scene. So during working with them, Regina, shout out to Regina Hall as well because I worked with her directly in terms of lines. It was so much fun, man. Like they didn't look at me as just this dude who's there
yeah,
for one day. I was there for a couple of days because it's a big scene, so we was there for a couple of days. But they didn't look at me as like this dude is just a little principal, no name guy. They just treated me as their own. During times where we're on break, me, JB Smooth, and Cedric Entertainer will just be in a corner cracking jokes, and I'm cracking jokes with these dudes who
yeah,
do stand up comedy for a living. So that was
yeah,
cool, and they were laughing at the jokes I made. So it was pretty cool working with them. And I think what was so dope was when I went to the premiere and I go up to Ice Cube. It's me. Shout out to Malcolm D. Lee, the director as well, who done Girls Trip. He done everything. Best
yeah,
man.
yeah,
He's
man,
dope.
yeah,
So
yes,
I see both of them at the premiere, and I go up to him. I say, "What's up?" to Malcolm D. Lee, and he's bringing me towards Ice Cube because I want to say what to Ice Cube too. So I go up to Ice Cube and I say, "Yo, what's up, man? Like, thank you for having me. I'm the guy that played that." Before I even finished, he was like, "I know who you are." And then him and the director reenacted my scene. I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." You know what I'm saying? Like that little scene. And for that to stand out to them, man, that's like, you're doing something good. So that
yeah.
was pretty cool, man. There was no egos on that project at all.
But see, I'm naming some of these movies purposely because you see a journey pattern. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
nuances that you're gaining and experience that you're gaining from one experience to the next, and the roles is getting bigger and bigger, and it's because of your talent. And
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about elites now. I look at, Ice Cube as an elite. I look at Malcolm D. Lee as an elite in his field
Mm-hmm.
of being a director in these classic movies. Now you're in that
Mm-hmm.
arena because of your talent. So
Right.
that the other things that again, um, the Tupac movie. You
Mm-hmm.
get casted as Stretch. Tell us about that.
Yo, so I was actually talking about that also with China this morning. And the reason why me and China was going through a lot of like if everybody, if you don't know who China Lane is from, well, she's done a lot of stuff, but she's got to have it is what you most known her for, and she did stuff like Raising Canaan as well. But
Well,
yeah, look up. But yeah, that's my people's. Anyway, we spoke today about working on All Eyes on Me. And I'll tell you from the process, which is crazy because when we grew up, we loved hip hop. So we would be downstairs and sometimes we'll get in a little cipher,
yeah,
um, have a little fun. And I was really on my rap stuff back in the days. So throughout the years, I got on my reggae. I was like, man, I'm a reggae dude,
yeah,
listen to a little soca. Hip hop wasn't to me like how it was when I was younger. So what happened when the role came about, they was like they wanted Tretch and they wanted somebody um who can rap. So what was perfect is I already knew Wu-Tang Clan song,
yeah.
Raw may give it to you with old trivia, with like cocaine straight from Bolivia.
Yeah,
So I remember that song verbatim.
yeah,
So this is one of the tricks because I've been thinking about I may start doing
Subscribe.
a little something on IG where I have people subscribe and I kind of tell them I try to break auditions down to them, break on how I break down auditions. So I tell you that to say this is what happens in this process. So now I got to go back to my hip hop roots. I remember this song verbatim. So this scene, the character is supposed to say a rap and then go into his scene, right?
hmm,
Most actors are probably not going to do the rap, right? Because
right,
sometimes you'll see a dialogue of rap lyrics and then you'll go into your scene. This one you don't. It just says in a direction. He's in a cipher, boom, and then he says his lines.
yeah,
So I actually said, so whenever it
yeah, yeah,
start, you start from that dialogue, like say
yeah,
hi,
yeah, yeah,
and I'm rapping as if the but the casting director, everybody that's behind the desk, they were in the cipher with me. That's
mhm,
how I incorporated them. So anyway, so I do that, boom, I do my thing. Then I find out I book it, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I find out I book it with one director, and
yeah,
then Benny Boom signs on. So I'm like, yo, do I got to audition again? But no, Benny Boom kept me, which was shout out to
yeah.
Benny Boom.
Shout
So
out to
now I get on the project, and I'm doing my thing. I'm supporting. I'm in a really good amount of scenes, so I'm excited. And you go back to really process. You start to speak to everybody that's working on the project with you. A friend of mine who played Queen Latifah, my boy who played Jamel, who played Tupac's younger brother, my other dude Chris, who played Humpty Hump,
hmm,
right? So we're sitting down at lunch and we're talking about how did all of us come to get these roles. So uh, Chris talks about he used to dress up as Humpty Hump every for the last two Halloweens, right? So now his destiny is to play this role. This is what we're coming to. My homegirl plays Queen Latifah. She also dresses as Queen Latifah anywhere she go. That's just how she is, right?
yeah, yeah,
So with me, when I was at my job at the time, I would randomly just be doing freestyling randomly.
yeah,
And at this point where this movie was coming out, with me not knowing about auditioning, I was freestyling more frequently every day. So
yeah,
there it was. I'm up here freestyling, not knowing, hey, this project, you're gonna have to freestyle in this movie. So anyway, I said that to say we start putting these stories together, like, yo, we was all destined to be here. That's
yeah,
what it was.
yeah.
So I remember one of the biggest moments on that project, which was pretty dope, was we had all of the young, what do you call them? We call us millennials. What do you call the new ones? Gen X? I
If
think
you
they're
say so,
I
I
think I,
if you say so, I agree.
I
If
think
you,
I think they're Gen X. I think the new generation is Gen X. So what happened is my homegirl that plays Queen Latifah, the producer said, "Yo, go on stage." Cause we're in the I never tell these stories too.
Yeah.
So we on stage, and the producers, we're in between takes. Producers like, "Yo, go do your thing." She goes up there, and yo, she started doing her thing. After you hear the crowd, like she comes to the back, UNITY. Yo, the whole crew is saying that, like the kids, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. So
Yeah.
then the producer's like, yo, Ray, go up there and spit something. You know what I mean? From track. I said, nah, dog, I'm not going behind that. That ain't happening, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
I ain't doing, hey, nah, no, she got it. Cause she really about that, she
yeah.
really about that singing life and rapping life.
Yeah.
I wasn't, you know what I mean? But I was,
Yeah.
I got pretty much, back into that feeling of it. But anyway, so it was so much fun working on the set, man. Um, then it comes to where the premiere happens now. Well, right before the premiere, I'm hot. I'm in Ebony magazine. I'm in GQ one of the top 10 best dressed males of the week with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
So things is going hype in me. Everybody, yo, Ray, you know what I mean? I'm all over the place in these different magazines. So I remember when my dad was like, "Ray, you're about to blow up," and I'm like, "Nah, Dad, this don't feel like the time." But anyway, we're going through it. I get to the premiere. I pull up in the I think it was an Escalade. Gotta be an Escalade. It's an Escalade. Come out. My agent's like, "Rayon, you're a star. Love it. I'm dressed. I'm dipped. Got my all red suit on. I'm chilling. I go to the carpet. Everybody waiting to take pictures of me. Boom, boom. I'm with my stylist, with my sister. I'm with everybody. You know what I mean? My publicist. I'm in the shade room. Shade room put me on the IG, BT. So
Yeah.
I'm lit.
Yeah.
Going through my interviews. I get in the auditorium. They're like, yo, right before I sit down, actually before I stand up, because they want to see everybody who's in the movie to get up and give us a standing ovation before they watch the movie. So Russell Simmons asked to sit next to me. So I'm like, of course, bro. You know what I mean? Russell Simmons asked to sit next to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Cheer for you, brother.
Yeah.
So sitting next to Russell Simmons, got my whole entourage here. We watch the movie. We get up, boom, thanks for coming, blah, blah, blah. We watch the movie. Bro, I'm in two scenes and I look like an extra. And if for
Yeah.
those of you who don't know what an extra is, an extra is you're there and you have no lines. You're just in the background. And I'm like, wow. So I'm highly disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
So I go home. I wake up the next morning and I make a 5-minute video, man. And I'm like, I'm glad this happened to me because I'm built for it. Where I grew up from, we
Hmm.
built for this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm built for this setback. And I was like, I'm gonna have a comeback from this, but I'm glad it happened to me to show people you can bounce back from it. And obviously we'll get to it later on of the bounce back. But yeah, that's what happened with that particular project, man. But it was disappointing, but it happens, right?
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some.
Um, you said you glad it happened to you because
Yeah.
you built to bounce back from this. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people wouldn't be able to bounce back from that type of disappointment because, again,
No.
you highlighted the fact that red carpet, you're around people who are top of the field, who are recognized
Mm-hmm.
as such. You did a great job on set. And for a lot of people that don't know movies, what you see in the final cut in running time. So let's say the
No.
movie has a pre-cut, and the pre-cut is about 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's very far off if the movie is only guaranteed to get a 153 cut running time. So now it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
cut has to be involved, and you have to do
Exactly.
credits on going and coming. Pause. So
Yep.
those scenes get cut from movies, and you know, unfortunately, your scenes was cut from those movies, as was a part of that. So when you had
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that, a lot of people are not built to come from something like that, but because of your hard work and dedication, you land something that's called Underground.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that you did
So
playing.
Underground actually happened. Actually, was the funny thing is actually this is what happened with Underground. Actually, was before All Eyes on Me. So
Mm-hmm.
when that happened, the whole thing about the whole video too is Underground had got canceled maybe 2-3 weeks before. We find out we're not getting a season 3. So that was the crazy thing. So this whole thing all happened at one time. But I still, like I said, I had that faith, man. That faith was like, I'm gonna bounce back from it. But Underground was amazing, man, because Underground was like it was about, the slavery back in the 1800s. And I played an abolitionist, one of John Brown's abolitionists. And that was so much fun, man, because I hated history as a kid. So growing up,
Yeah,
I was a math dude. I'm about
yeah,
that money. Let me get
me
that. Let me
too.
know what that math about.
Yeah,
So being able to go back and study history was something that was very intriguing to me, and to really go back and see everything, a lot of these things that we went through. Because as I was young, I never wanted to see that, right? Because I grew up around a lot of different races, so I never really race. I didn't really see it, right? I never really sought to see it to find out about race. You know about it, but you didn't want to see it, right? Because I'm
right,
I'm dealing with different ethnicities. I don't want to look at anybody any other way because of what happened in the
right,
past, right?
right.
So with Underground, it made me go back and do this history, and now, oh, I'm woke.
Yeah,
Now it's a difference.
yeah,
You know what I mean? The
yeah,
move is a little different. Again, you're not gonna any other ethnicity. You're not going to um show no love for them, but
mm-hmm.
you won't. Just let
Yeah,
you know if
yeah,
it's something that I ain't feeling, you
yeah,
feel a little racist, we gotta have a conversation.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Fact, fact.
So anyway, so I was able to work on it. I was there for about a month and a half, and so much fun, man. The connection with us on set, it was amazing. That was probably one of the best sets I've been on. Just a camaraderie of everybody, and we're just there doing our thing and doing a period piece. um that was fun, man.
Mm.
That's an amazing time. And one of the standout parts of that project was we had a scene where my crew comes in to protect the
Subscribe.
lead character because she's about to talk about the right to vote.
Yes.
Ironically, this is
Yeah.
the day we find out that Trump wins the election. This is the crazy thing, and we're fighting for the rights to vote here in this scene, in this
Yeah.
day, and it's tense on set,
Yeah.
quiet, very quiet on set. And this set just happens to be my crew is, we gangster on the show. The Lawrence boys is gangster. No pun intended with my last name.
Yeah.
But this one we came, and we come to protect her. We come to do some havoc here in town. So we up there getting these fight scenes. I'm throwing real punches because in my mind, you find out Trump won, you those some real punches out there. So that was one of the ones that stood out to me. It was a hilarious day. I was like, man, that was a very intense day. There was some real punches being thrown. Yo, it was crazy, man. But yeah, I really love that project, man. And so many stars was built from that, man. You go back and you look at that cast, everybody blown up. And I'm talking about blow up to doing
Yeah.
Marvel, to doing uh um what is it, Straight Out of Compton.
Yes.
I mean, just everything. Everybody just really blew up. That the cast, the recurrent cast,
Mhm.
it's crazy. It was
Yes.
crazy.
One of the cast members in that series, Journey Smollett, she was in
She
a
dope.
with Jonathan Majors called
Yep.
uh Craft.
Lovecraft
Love
County.
Craft County.
Yep.
Sorry. Um,
And
amazing show.
same the same showrunner,
Hmm.
Misha Green, did that. She also did Lovecraft County.
Wow. So
Country. It's county or country. I don't
right,
remember which one.
right. I get tongue tied on the name because it's a double. But amazing show. And like you said,
Amazing.
everybody off to do big things. Now,
Everybody
that
do.
particular role, you got to show how much more that you can do. The very first movie that you did, A Deeper Love, you was already good, but obviously you're much
Like,
better point. What was one of the key factors on developing your acting style and to getting to that
mhm.
point where now you're in, these big level top movies and shows?
Um, I think in the process of developing your craft is, I think you're just getting more experience in front of the camera. Man, shout out to my coach Sheik from Studios. Sheik really helped me a lot. And I've been working with him for years, and I think that helped. So I was able to see certain things that me as an actor, I probably didn't see, and he was able to see more because he is that teacher that sees certain things, and he challenges you.
Hmm.
Like it'll be something as little as me and you having this conversation right now. He'll ask, "Why are you sitting this way?
You're
Why are you not sitting backwards? Why are you sitting like this?" So it's certain questions he'll ask, right? Because we do this on a daily basis. We got certain innuendos, idiosyncrasies that we do. Um, and you would always ask, why do you do that? Why do you talk with your hands? So certain things he challenges me, and it helps a lot because now whenever I get a project, I was just on this podcast recently talking about it, where as soon as I get a role now, I'm locked in. Like I already know, you know, the feel of something. So for example, I'm playing these characters right now in the 1970s, not from the 1970s, but I know the 1970s music, so I know certain music. And you know Bobby,
hmm
so
Yeah.
Bobby was playing this song for Bobby. He's like, "Yo," and when I was in Atlanta, he was like, "Yo, what you know about this? Why you playing that song?" I said, "Bro, my character's from the 1970s."
Yeah.
So mentally, I'm locked in, right? So as
Hmm.
soon as I hear that, now I know it's a different walk, right? A different talk, a different handshake. Like I'm doing this project, 1970s, and when me and the dude's giving a handshake, I said, "Bro, we gotta figure out a handshake that they did at that time,
Hmm.
right?" And there was another dude that was on set, and he's from the 1970s. He's like, "Yo, I remember this was a kind of handshake that we did at that time." So certain things, man, you get it's just a blessing to be able to do, living in these characters, playing these characters in the period pieces, man. It's so much fun to do, man. So much fun.
Well, you went on a run. You went on a run. So I'm seeing, Underground. I'm seeing FBI. I'm seeing Blue Bloods. You went on a serious one, Magnum PI, dog. Like
Yeah.
these are like these are the top level shows that we're talking about, and now you're getting a space to really shine. Um,
Yeah.
but this leads to another role. Like 50 Cent says, I'm a pimp. The movie Pimp. Starring
Hey.
Palmer and yourself. Tell us about the
Yeah.
movie Pimp.
Shout out to DMX. DMX was in it, man. Rest in peace,
Right?
DMX. Did true to my heart. But Pimp was good, man. As soon as I found out that DMX was on it, I was hyped, man, because I'm like, that's my guy. We grew up,
Yeah.
listening to DMX music, and I was fortunate enough to meet him before he passed. But yeah, man, with Pimp, that audition actually was funny. And she might see this, Christine. I don't know if I ever told you this, but it was funny. I did the audition, and my character, was drinking beer. Was he drinking? I don't think I was drinking. I wasn't drinking beer in the in actual movie. I don't know if the character was drinking beer, but I might have added that to it. But it was funny because when I did it, I did my thing, and then after the audition, the director was like, "You don't have real beer in it, right?" The assistant downstairs was like, "You had real beer." I said, "Nah, this is water." But I really had a little drinky drink in there because I wanted to be in this space of the character. I think at that time he would have had a drink. And you can see me having a drink and what happened on screen is two totally different things. That's what I'm trying to remember. Maybe something changed. I don't really remember from the audition process of that in correlating to what I did in the movie. But yeah, that's what I did in the audition, man. Whatever I did stood out. I was able to work on that, and I was able to work on Angelou Ellis.
Yeah.
Anybody know Angelou Ellis?
Yeah.
Academy Award
Yeah.
nominee. I don't know if she won yet, but I know she's definitely a nominee. Amazing
Subscribe.
actress. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I was saying I thought
She
she won
won
for the movie about King Richard. I
something
thought
recent.
King Richard, right?
Yes, she
Yeah.
was not. She was probably nominated for that.
Yeah.
And maybe the movie she just did with Ava. I don't know, but
Yeah.
maybe
She, she,
we'll look up that.
yeah, she does an amazing job every single time.
She
Like that.
She's amazing,
Yeah.
and one of the things, and remember, I'm an upcoming guy,
Yeah.
so but I've done a lot of work, right?
Mhm.
And that's the thing, and I remember Columbus Short asked me this before too, because I did something in Cadillac Records. I forget exactly what I did, but then Columbus Short was like, "Yo, we knew to do that from," but because what I mean, that was Columbus' first time seeing me, but I've been in the game for a minute, but people haven't seen me on the stage yet.
Yeah.
So with Angelou Ellis now, it's a little thing that I did, and she caught up on it. So I'm a big improviser, so I'm always in the space of the scene, and whatever I could do in the scene, and it goes along with how I'm feeling in the character and the space that I'm in, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So she reaches for her phone, right? She goes back to her phone. We from the hood, instant
Yeah.
reaction. I start picking up my gun, and she don't remember. This is not in the script.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
looks at me and says, "It's just a phone. It's
Yeah.
just a phone." So the reaction was just so natural between both of us. It was dope, and I said, "This is why she dope, because she already caught on to what I was doing
Mhm.
without us even talking about, because it wasn't a script."
Yeah.
I initially reacted off of going in the bag, pulled the gun out, and then she was like, "Yo, it's just a phone. Like,
Yeah.
relax." So I was
Yeah.
like, dope. That was dope for somebody who was an Oscar nominee, who was open to somebody that's on an upcoming that she don't know about, that's doing something that's off the script, and then she just
Mhm.
runs with it with me. That was cool.
That movie was so good, very good. I like Kiki's role in that, but watching you cook, bro, watching you cook again. This is years of learning the nuances and the different techniques and how you explain, mixing what's on page and improving a little bit, and for her to be such a veteran, for her to pick up on that and make it work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fast
She a
forward,
beast.
she's a super beast, but
Yeah.
Slouch either, bro. So now
Thank you.
you welcome, brother. So now we talking about BMF season 3, and like before I gotta get this off, bro. Before it came out, I went to California. I went to a couple places, but I ended up in California for about a few days.
You was on your tour, play. You was on the
You
tour.
know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing. Hit my brother up. I'm in LA. What's happening? You know what I'm saying,
Pull
bro?
up on me.
Bro, what you want to do? Take me to where they play. I mean, where they have White Man Can't Jump. I want to go Brooklyn crazy on some LA dudes when it comes to this basketball. Like I'm tired of it. Just you know what I'm saying. Let's go do that, right? So you pick me up, pause to so we could go play ball, and you're telling me, yo, bro, I did this work. Just wait till you see it. That's all I go. That's all I wait till you see it. I'm like, yo, for real,
Yeah.
bro. I'm telling you, it's like that. So I just had to get that off real quick, y'all. So I knew
I
something,
appreciate it.
but I didn't know exactly what he told me. Certain things, but he wanted me to see the jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
us know about your character K9 on the BMF series stars.
Yo, well, of course, to date, this is definitely the breakthrough role to get me really recognized by pretty much worldwide. Um, Man, this character. We'll get to it. We can talk about the origin of how everything started. So I did season 1 of BMF as K9, and the audition. When I did the audition, it was funny because shout out to George Pierre the casting director for it, because he's the one that that brought me into audition, because he was trying to get me to work on 2 projects before I wasn't available because I was going to shoot Magnum PI in Hawaii. So he sends me the BMF audition, and I'm like, damn, I got to go to Toronto, and I need to focus on this character, but it's BMF.
Yeah.
Let me put this on tape real quick. So I put this on tape at 2 a.m. in the morning. My flight is at 6 a.m. to fly to Hawaii, because when I fly to Hawaii, I'm focused on this character, nothing else. So it's boom. Let me put this audition on tape, send it in. Don't think nothing of it. I get a call while I'm in Hawaii. They like you for this character. You just got to get network approval. Okay, cool. So I'm hyped to be on it, but again, I've been in the game for a minute.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing feat to be on the show. I don't want anybody to think I take anything for granted. But again, I know the work that I put in. So I'm always wants a bigger role. That's just how I'm built, right? I'm built for it now, and I think I'm ready for it now. So now when I first found out about the character, okay, character's going to shoot. I was there for a week, but I worked. I forgot how many days of work, but anyway, it was just that one time you saw me towards the end of the episode, and I say that line, this, that, and the third. So it said possible recurring when I got the role. So I didn't know if it was coming up, but I'm like, man, people been saying I'm gonna come back on stuff. Like, I've been hearing I was possibly supposed to come back for Blue Bloods. Same thing for another character, maybe possibly on Magnum PI. So I'm like, I heard this before. All right. You know what I'm saying? So I see Randy, shout out to Randy, man, the executive producer. And I see him say, oh man, thank you for having me. I hope to work with you again. And Randy, and he has the poker face. So he's like, yo, absolutely. That's it. Boom. Yo, I'm literally chilling, bro. I'm literally chilling in the chair. I'm like, man, I need some bread, bro. I was randomly thinking about a number. No lie, bro. An email comes in. Yo, they want to see availability come back for season 2. I said, what? I just was thinking about this money.
Yeah.
And the email comes in right after. It's crazy. So anyway, there's like, all right, once you come back, all right, so come back. I don't know how big this role is gonna be, but I know I'm come back, so it's cool. So I get on set. I walk on set, and as soon as I walk in, the line producer is like,
subscribe.
Canine is here. So I'm like, oh, this is a different energy from season 1. When I come on, ain't nobody know who I am. It's just, yo, what up, man? Me pass you by. This one, when everybody find out that I'm on set, it's, yo, this is Canine, right? So now I'm like, oh, this is something different. This is a different feeling. Yeah. So anyway, so I get the script, and me and Meech get the script. I see Slick, the director for the episode, and he was like, man, it's been a long time waiting. I said, yes, it is. Yes, sir. So he's like, y'all got the script yet? I said, nah. So we get the script, and I'm looking, and I'm seeing everything. I was like, yo, this is different. But at the same time, I'm upset because I'm like, why am I now getting this, bro? Like, Meech already got the role. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already got the role too, but I'm saying, like, you can fire me and get somebody else easily. 50 Cent know everybody. He could have had Omari Hardwick come back out of Ghost to play this character if you wanted to, right? That's really realistic of what he could have did.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on, man, y'all give me a disadvantage. Like, I get the material right now. So anyway, so we do our thing in the rehearsal. As soon as I get up, call my coach Sheik, yo, so we gotta go in, bro. This the role right here. We gotta go in. So yeah, man, we start breaking down the script. And whenever you develop these characters, man, you always got to build a foundation with it. So the similarities I have with Canine, he's a real dude, real character, is I don't like to be disrespected. He don't like to be disrespected. So that's the foundation I found between us. I used to ball back in the days, so I used to play ball at a high level. He was a street legend in Detroit. So that was a similarity. I like to accessorize. You know what I'm saying? He liked to accessorize. So all of those together was a combination of me starting to get the foundation of this character. So now, like we said, shout out to DMX, peace and love. As soon as I read the material, I was like, I gotta listen to DMX. That's what clicked. So DMX I listened to every single day when I worked on this project, because everything that DMX was rapping about, you saw on the show,
Yes.
this dude was doing this, and he was doing it in real life, right? Based on a true story. So being able to listen to DMX and I'm talking about, yo, Ashley, when I'm talking about I was locked in, that was the character I was locked in that I ever been. I mean, there's even one story where uh shout out to BMF. Matter of fact, shout out to let me shout out Rocket real quick. Make your own way clothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Shout,
mean? BMF. You know
yeah.
what I mean? They
Shout
showed me
out.
some love. But my dude from BMF, my OG, he was speaking to me. And he found out I was playing Canine, right? And he looked at me. He was like, "Yo, I was scared of that dude because this dude was crazy." So one of the stories was when he was, he was in, the OG was with some other OGs from BMF, and he was in there, so K9 was like, "Yo, how many bricks you got? Two? How many bricks you got? Five?" He said, "Yo, any one of y'all mother effers don't have my money on time, I'm gonna kill y'all." That's what he tells them, right? And I tell you no lie, my very first day on set, I walk in, I'm locked in. This is where you see me in the gym scene. I look at these five dudes and I walk up to them, because you remember that my team got to hit the shot to win.
Yeah.
I walk up to them, I'm like, "Yo, any one of y'all five mother effers don't have that. Any one of y'all five mother effers hit this last shot, I'm killing all five of y'all." And I walk off to go get Mike. I don't say sorry. I never introduced myself. Nothing, bro. That's how I was locked in. Like, I
Yeah.
was really serious about, and I told them, like, "Yo, everybody," and they like, "Yo, who the hell is this dude?" But I was totally locked in.
Yeah.
Ain't no sorries. I'm this character. I'm on
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
So that happened. You know what I mean? That then when he told me the story months after, I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy." That means I was already locked in from the start. Then I ended up meeting his family in LA. That's a whole other story. I don't know if we got time for that. But anyway, I met his family. They came to see me in Detroit. Sorry, they all came to see me in Detroit. His son, his girlfriend, his wife, the whole shebang. So we
Yeah.
have dinner. And you remember the scene where I start handing out the Rolexes, and then I hand me the mount,
Yeah.
right? Cut
Yeah.
lips. So his son has a bag, right? Goes to the end of the table, just like I'm at the pool table in the show. And he pulls out a gift. He hands it to his mom. Hands the next one to K9's girlfriend. Remember, the mom's the wife, K9's girlfriend. And then he has the other one to his mother's aunt. Bro, me, my coach, and the girl that plays Peaches, Rama, we looking like, "Yo, I do this in the first episode. That's crazy. His son is doing it right in front of our eyes, bro. And he hasn't seen the show yet."
You're right.
That's, yo, we like, yo, this is just bugged out, bro. And this is why we're starting to film. So all this stuff, I was like, yo, I was destined to play this role. His
Mhm.
real name is Lawrence Newell. My last name is Lawrence. You know what I
Great.
mean? So, and then I got love from everybody. His whole party, his whole family showed me love and loved what I did on it. Felt my energy. Felt I was him. Even they called me his brother who ran the streets and called me up.
Yeah.
"Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You remind so much of my brother, man." And it was just, I was locked in, bro. And it was, you even pull up the pictures to see between us two, you see a little bit of similarities. Even me and Bobby had dinner the night before I started filming. And you can see when I was out and I was cutting the steak, because remember his character cut steak.
Yeah.
I'm cutting the steak. He takes a picture, like, "Yo, this dude's in zone." He takes a picture of me, and you can see when I start filming and the night before when I had the steak, you can see the similarities that I was already locked in. Like, I was him
Yeah.
the night before cutting the
Yeah.
steak. So it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Even like my girl at the time called me, right? And I'm leaving the club and I'm lit. I ain't gonna lie, a little lit. And I come out the club and I'm by myself. Now I'm like, "Yo, where the guns at? Where the drugs at?" You know what I mean? The connect gotta get the drugs. You know what I mean? The guns. So I'm lit. I'm telling you, I was like, when I'm talking about locked in the character,
Yeah.
I'm locked in, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, it was going on 5 months, and I'm doing it 5.5 months. I was like, I gotta get out this character, man, because I was in too deep.
Mhm.
It's
Uh-huh.
like the movie, no pun intended. I was in too deep
Uh-huh.
to where, Qual had to hit me up and be like, "Yo, bro, I think you really in too deep, man. You may have to go back to," because I stopped listening to reggae.
Yeah.
I was really on DMX. I would listen to Jay-Z, some Tupac. I was really, really about that life at
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah.
And I was even walking like this dude. Like I'm walking, looking around my back, see if anybody followed me. Like literally, that was me. And to where I was like, yo, bro, you got to go back to your daily routine, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You in too deep. Just do just dive out of it a little bit. And that's when I was like, all right. So listen to reggae here and there, go to a couple
Yeah.
reggae parties, just so I would, get a little release in the character.
Yeah.
Because I was that deep, bro. Yeah, that's how you got to see on screen what I did. I was really in.
Yeah. Shout out to Bobby and Qua.
Yeah.
The very first scene that I seen in season 2 of BMF, you had the argument with the dude. You didn't really argue with the dude. You just say, yo, we good if you just give me my cash. Like, you know what I'm saying? And dude
That's it.
he said what he said. And then the next thing, you pulled out the gun and shot him in the head. I'm watching
That's it.
again. Y'all stop judging me out there. I got a couple sugar woogers, not me. So I'm watching it with the sugar woogers, and I was like, yo, and I'm yelling at the screen, and I even posted it on my social media, like, yo,
Yeah.
my bro, yo, like, this is crazy. He been telling me about. So
Yeah.
I was just like extremely proud of you, but at the same time, the character was so believable that, like, I see you at that moment as an actor. It wasn't, that's my boy Ray first. It was, yo, that's K9. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm-hmm.
respectable, and but your talent has now went to a place where I see you as the role while you're doing the role. You're forever going to be
Right.
right, but when you're doing your roles now, to me, you got into a point where when you're playing something, I see you as as the character.
Okay.
One of the shows I did mention, meaning that you was picking up steam, was also Power, and you played a detective
Mm-hmm.
in Power, and I look at you
Yeah.
as detective in Power. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Yeah.
always
Yeah.
gonna be great, but when you're working, I'm seeing you as the character, if that makes sense. So
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah. 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 Yup. Yup. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
man. Power was fun, man, and Power. I think that definitely helped in me even get
Subscribe.
maybe BMF, right? You already a part of 50 Cent's universe.
yeah, yeah.
And Power's popular. So that's something that will get you in the doors, right? That could have been something that George Pierre could have been like, yo, I got this dude that was on Power. I mean, he's gonna put this on tape. So I definitely think Power was that stepping stone to BMF. One of the stepping stones.
So what would be if they came to you and said, listen, we want you to do this movie, but there's one hitch. Whoever you want in it is going to be in it, and whatever story you want to tell, that's going to be the story that you would tell. What would be the dream movie, dream role for you in its totality?
That's dope. That's a really good question, man. So, couple things. I actually recently did it, but and you're talking about also is it a certain actor that I want in it? You're
Yes.
saying, or
Yeah. Yes.
okay,
Hmm.
so if I'm playing, I do want to. I just played a movie as a cop, and that was a passion role for me. But I do want to do it on a higher level. So when I
Hmm.
talk about a high level, um, I mean like something that hits, that's the high budget, like what's the joint coming, Bad Boys budget. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yes.
Something like that. But to be able to work with Denzel is definitely the ultimate goal. And playing something similar to Training Day, man. And then I mean Denzel's, yeah, hey Denzel, my bad, bro, but you're pretty old right now. You play my captain. I can't play my partner probably, or you made it retired, and I'm a
Yeah.
young buck. I mean that could happen,
Yeah.
but yeah, something like that with Denzel, cop movie, similar to Training Day would be dope. Um, Also, man, I really, really, shout out to Busta Rhymes because I just recently worked with Busta Rhymes. I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
But I want to do. I really want to do Warriors Over, man, because
Ooh,
we from that area with
yeah.
Decepticons, where the gangs was heightened.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to remake that. That would be ultimate, from Brooklyn and showing all the gangs in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
That one right there,
Yeah.
that'll be special. That, a Jamaican movie, so
Mm-hmm.
there's a couple joints that I'm like,
Yeah.
these will like be dear to my heart to do. Dancehall Jamaican movie, another one. I'll let it do that too. Cause Nick Cannon, you took my idea, brother. Should have hired me as a dancer, brother. Come on. Yeah.
So I'm great with ideas when it comes to movies. Being that you
Mhm.
said Training Day, when I think of a perfect film for you, I think of something along that vein. So Training Day 2 is not far fetched if they bring you in as Alonzo's younger brother, and
It's true.
coming from another state and you move into California. You
Hmm.
move gritty, but you don't move crooked, if that makes sense.
Right.
And then
Hmm.
and without Denzel having to play Alonzo, because obviously he's dead, he could still come back
Yeah.
and do something else where the audience be like, yo. So they got him playing Alonzo's little brother, and then now you got Denzel playing something else as, the precursor to that. You know, I,
Hmm.
just off the cuff, that I think that would
Right.
be completely fire. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
I
that's a fact.
and I like to see you in something funny too, as far as on you like as far as like for example, like a Lethal Weapon, a buddy cop movie,
Right.
something where
Yeah.
you either you the wild one or you the straight one, and then the other person's the wild one. I think that will also be dope as far as like that blockbuster type of
Yeah.
that would be
That'd be cool. Yeah, man. It'll be definitely cool to do a little what's that joint called? What I just said? Boy, Bad Boys. Bad
yeah,
Boys.
yeah.
That'll be me and I was thinking about it, man. It would have been dope. Me and Brandon T. Jackson. We got something coming out. Just
Okay,
gotta watch out. But yeah,
okay,
me and Brandon T. Jackson. Brandon T. Jackson plays because he worked with Martin before, and
yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
worked with Will yet, but
yeah.
I'll be the Will Smith. He be the
You,
Martin.
you,
I'll be dope.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's very underrated as an actor. He's very underrated
He
as an actor.
is.
So I
He
give him
is. Yeah.
definitely props. At one point, at any point in your life, what change would you make as far as if you get a second chance at it?
Mm. I'll be honest. I wouldn't change anything, bro. I think the reason why I say that is because you've seen how long I've been in the game
Mhm.
and the amount of work I put into it. I didn't take no shortcuts. Um, I don't. I'm not gonna say I wish it would have went faster. I think everything happens in due time, right? I think. I think that, yeah, the process was. I was fortunate enough to get my very first audition, which gave me the little boost to
Mhm.
think I can make it happen. And then you go through the ups and the downs, and now you're here. I'm able to work with so many different people. Tyler Perry, you know what I mean? Jay-Z, like so many people have been able to work with. I don't think I'll change anything, bro. I think this part of just this career for me been destined. I mean, all the steps that I took, the down, it wasn't a downfall, but the disappointment with All Eyes on Me, and then now you go back up there, to where everybody know who you are when you step in places. Now, yeah, nah, I don't think I'll change anything,
Yeah,
bro. I'll be honest with you.
yeah.
I don't see anything I would want to change. I think taking this long to get where I'm at, I think it was worth it.
Hmm. Hmm. So now, if we fast forward to now, Your name is really buzzing, especially when it comes to, circles of casting roles. Like your name is in those conversations, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the beginning that you had, we end up here. I was watching something and I seen, a fellow New Yorker, legend, Busta Rhymes, give you a serious, I don't want to say cosign, but definitely, um, it was a cosign, but it was more so, just pointing out and highlighting that you have really arrived, bro. As somebody
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be, that people that need to watch. How does that feel to get that validation from the caliber of a legend as Busta Rhymes?
Man, unbelievable feeling, bro. Like, I remember when I first met Busta, and I came up to him and saying what's up, thinking that he got, that he hired me for his movie music video, and he was like, "Man, you're a legend." I said, "Nah, bro, you the legend, man." And we just
Subscribe.
clicked, man, and we started doing the scenes. It was funny. I said one of the wrong lines in the scene, and the way he reacted, it was authentic. And I said, "Bro, that was dope," because I messed up the line, but it was dope. And then that's when Benny Boom was the actual director on this music video, which is dope, right? Because Benny
Yeah,
Boom directed All Eyes with Me. So Benny Boom was like, "This is why he wanted you, man, because this type of actor that you'll keep him. You know what I'm saying? You'll get him where we need to get him." And yeah, man, being Buster started to talk after we filmed, and he didn't know that I'm from around his way.
yeah,
Right there,
yeah,
Lennox, in that area. He's from Flatbush, and he's Jamaican as well. So we connected on that. He's like, "Yo, I ain't know all that," and then we started clicking, man. And then he would invite me to his events, and he always give me a shout out, man.
yeah,
Just like what is Kodak Black, I think I posted the other day, where he said, every time I go around, give my flowers, bust around, give my flowers. That's what he
yeah,
does. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He always gonna give people their flowers, and anytime he sees me, man, he brings me up on stage and gives me my flowers, man. I'm very appreciative for that.
Yeah,
Somebody his caliber, because he don't have to do it. You
yeah,
know what I mean? But he respects the work that I put in, and also the fact that I'm from his hood. I'm Jamaican, so
yeah,
for us to make it where we making it, you don't see that happening every day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's not something that happens every day.
yeah.
So you want to big people up who put in that work and came from where we came from.
Buster definitely gets a lot of love in Brooklyn. I remember because after a while, my parents split up. So my dad stayed in Lenox Road. My mom and my mom and my older brother Miles, we moved to Church Avenue between Church and 45th. And what's crazy, who lives across the street next to the laundromat? Buster's mother. So I remember one day I was
Wow.
like 6, 7 years old, and I seen him from the third
Mm-hmm.
floor, and I just seen him in a music video. I'm like, yo, that's Busta Rhymes. And I jet down the stairs, but I see him, but now I'm wild nervous. I'm only like 8 years old. I'm wild nervous, and I was like, can I get your autograph? And he was cool. Yeah, shorty, da 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 da. I signed it or whatever. Cool, right? Because I lived in this building called the Colgate Building, right? So the reason why I tell this story is because who lives on the same block as me, right? So his DJ Scribble, he lives literally on the same block. He lives on what's that? He live on Troy side. His nephew
Mm-hmm.
is my man's Curtis. You know what I'm saying? And then
Mm-hmm.
sister,
Mm-hmm.
his sister now moved to 222 Lenox Road in Corey's building.
Mm-hmm.
He used to stay over there. His sister, you got Curtis that lived
Mm-hmm.
over there with DJ Scribble, and he used to be outside. He used to have this I forget what type of car it was, but it looked like a convertible. It was like low top. I just remember it was low, and he was always outside, cleaning it off, washing it or whatever. And then who lives on Linden and Church Ave, right? It's Spliff Star. He
Mm-hmm.
was right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great because he used to be right in front of the barbershop all the time. right off right on Church Avenue, that barbershop Chinese store. So like growing up, seeing him in the neighborhood, and then he actually knew my mom's because my mother, you know, rest in peace, Zetta Johnson. She ran a
Mm-hmm.
program down at Supreme Court, and she always try to get him acclimated with this thing that she used to run every year called Unity Day. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just so crazy. And then of course Miles, and everybody knew my brother Miles. So it was just like crazy how that, you know, interaction has always been. So he's always got a lot of love in Brooklyn. So salute and shout out to Busta Rhymes. And
Exactly.
it's so fire to see somebody of his caliber give you your flowers and continue to
Right.
show you love just based on your talent. So
Right.
that's
Right.
that's that's a big, you know, that's a big validation in my book, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. For sure. For sure.
So we've seen a lot of beefs in, you know, in the comedy world, in the acting world, in the music game. Um, I think it all started from Cat Williams at the beginning of the year, not necessarily starting beef, but just answering a lot of things that was said on hit about him. Um, but
Right.
but you know, when you cut the grass, you know, snakes will fall out, you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so my question I want to get to is it important that the world see people in the industry, whether they're rappers, whether they're actors, whether they're comedians, be able to settle beefs?
You should just did you rephrase it? Say that one more time.
Yeah, so is it important that do you think it's important that the world sees, you know, entertainers, actors, comedians, you know, be able to settle beefs? Because we're making our beefs public, you know, for some reason.
Right. Right. So you're asking me, is it important for the world to see them settle the beef
Yeah, yes.
versus
To exact
beefing in front of everybody? Okay.
right,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
definitely. The world
Yeah.
needs to see. Yeah, man. I mean, you can even look at something that happened earlier today with what was going on with Stephen A. Smith, Draymond Green, uh well, those two specifically, and we can get into the others because you follow the sports as well. So I guess uh Draymond Green was on Inside the NBA, and he was talking about when he did the whole thing with Gobert and Sabonis,
Mm,
how Stephen A didn't come to his defense, and they supposed to be peoples. And Stephen A came on and was like, "Hey, I got a job to do, this, that, and the third, but I didn't know really, what I mean, this, that, and the third." So anyway, they both apologized on
mhm,
national TV on it, both separate their separate platforms, right? Stephen
mhm.
A on First Take, Draymond Green on Inside the NBA. So I thought that was good, you know what I mean? Because you can show everybody that, yo, you can settle your beef and let it be known that you settle your beef. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of time we put our beef out there on Front Street, on
Yeah,
X,
yeah,
on IG,
yeah,
Facebook too. So if it ends up happening, I say that's messy. But if it does happen and you guys do settle the beef, yeah, settle it out. Let everybody know you settled the beef, man. Because um I think too many people, a lot of people ask me about this whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. I don't really pay no mind,
mhm.
and I tell you the reason why I don't, because I'm just seeing two people going at each other, and they're one of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to me, I, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to see that. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm not giving it no, what I'm saying? Yo, you hear the beef? I don't want to listen to it. I mean, and that, so remember when I go back to saying when I did Underground and how I'm more woke, things like that I'm woke about now. So certain like things like that I don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? Even we've had I don't know if me and you and I had this conversation, but I've had the conversation with everybody, with the block
Yeah.
about boxing. I think I don't like to see us fighting each other. I just think it reminds me of Mandingo times.
Mhm.
Black man beating up another black man, people paying to watch it. That I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, so stuff like that to me, I look at all of these things a little bit deeper now versus everybody looking at it for the entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? you know me, I don't chase clout. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, sometimes when I see people doing these raunchy videos on IG just to get likes and follows, come on, man. Like, we better than that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And this, so
Subscribe.
all that stuff to me, man, like, if we can show on a positive note, us using our platform to settle a beef that we had, whatever happened, yo, I'm selling this beef on the on this platform. That's cool to see. Versus we airing everybody out,
Yeah.
on TV against our own. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's weird because the media, it just seems like they have such they don't have a vested interest, but for them, their ratings go up when we beef with each other. For
That's
some
what.
reason, it's exacerbated.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's the thing. I don't want to. Uh, I don't want to add to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hope that it stops. I mean, I don't know how true whatever that was where somebody got shot outside of Drake's crib. I don't know how true that was. Some people said
yeah,
he set it up. I don't know what it is, but things like that, sometimes you can get a fan, right? Because you know how real LA is.
yeah,
You get a real fan that see Drake in his party and want to do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? Like, they take it different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even me playing a role in TV, people like, yo, it's crazy how like literally people be dead scared of me in the streets
yeah,
because of my character, right? People just be taking all this stuff seriously. So anything that they see on TV or they see this type of beef, some people gonna really take it seriously and be like, "Yo, you used to do beef with my boy." That's my people would think, "Yo, Kendrick Lamar, my dude, son. Yo,
yeah,
you mess, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?" So I just think we just need to we need to step back and chill, man. We need to chill.
And
But
it's
settling beef so everybody know whatever beef we had settled. Even the Kobe and Shaq, when they sat down, settled their beef. It was even if it was for facade, it was out open, it looked real,
yeah,
settled the beef, right?
yeah,
So yeah, man, like things like that, man, is it's important to me. You show the positivity on your platform.
yeah. And it just seems like we're the only uh our our core group, melanated people. It just seems like we fall for it every single time. Like
Right,
when other communities, when they go through stuff, is not out on Front Street. Like, I've never heard, Billy Bob Thornton say, "Yo, when I see Tom Cruise, I'm slapping fire." I've never seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I,
right,
I never heard that. I don't see
yeah,
Vlad interviewing, Matthew McConaughey is like, yeah, like, yo, that director, yo, you know what I'm saying? I just,
right,
but with us, it just it just gets so, forced, forced,
right,
and it tricks our mindset to give us the mindset it can only just be one.
right. And I think so. We could even take it here. So I listened to the Cat Williams interview, right? I know a lot of people was tight because they're like, "Yo, Shannon, you let uh Cat Williams come and interview and do this and the third," but it's not necessarily the case, right? Shannon asked him these questions for him to go off on that, but Cat had something to say. He had stuff on his chest, and he feels some type of way of how he got treated and how people have been talking about him. So he felt this is the platform I can clear the air. But
Hmm.
all the stuff that's been going on, I'm gonna clear the air. So I get why he did it because he's like, yo, y'all did this to me. I'm gonna do this back to you, and I'm gonna do this on Front Street, so everybody know what y'all doing. So at the same time, I don't, uh, I don't, you know, agree with him per se doing it because it's just just airing our own people. But then again, I don't agree if that stuff is true that they did that to him too. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it works all these ways where you try to figure out a way. He might have been quiet and trying to work it out behind the scenes, and that wasn't working. I'm gonna put this on Front Street.
yeah, yeah,
It is what it is.
yeah,
So sometimes you sometimes we gotta use that platform, which is the social media, to get certain things across because nobody's hearing us, right? But then when they hear us, they want to hear the negativity. And then
Yeah.
that's what gets everything that goes viral. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, in that particular instance, a lot of comedians, actors, they really felt the type of way. But at the end of the day, and we're talking about people that wasn't even spoken about within the interview. Like they was looking for Cat Williams to say something about them, so that way they could get some pub and that they could get some, some.
Yep.
So it
Yep.
was one of those things where it's again our dysfunction highlights itself, and we have such a niche for that, but is I think it'll be more beneficial for us to be able to settle it instead of always constantly having disagreements out and about. You see what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. Sure.
It's
Yeah.
gonna have agreement and be able to talk on the phone, FaceTime or whatever, but for the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
world to hear it, to me, that carries a completely different thing and a different energy, pushing
Right.
out forth.
Yep.
hmm
I agree. Exactly.
So I have two questions left. I have two questions left. Uh, because you're a basketball guy, right?
Yeah.
Who do you have winning the NBA Finals from what you've seen so far?
All right. I had this conversation earlier today, man. So here's the thing, couple things. I had Minnesota winning. Because normally what you see, you're a basketball guy too, is a team that beats the defending champs,
Yes.
usually they get to the finals or they win it. You
Yeah.
could go back down in history, that's really what happens.
hmm
Somehow Dallas got the Wolves number.
hmm
I don't necessarily think it, some people said it can be um exhaustion from the 7-game grueling series they have with Denver. I'm like, I don't know, but I just think the Wolves coaching didn't make any adjustments, right?
hmm
And now Cat goes into the post, which he needs to. All
hmm
right. So we got that. I had the Wolves winning everything. Now here's the thing.
Subscribe.
I still feel, and I've been telling people this, you heard it from me too.
Yeah.
The Wolves could win this series still because they were originally they had a home court advantage.
hmm
All they got to do now, win game 5.
Yeah.
Go back to Dallas. You already just won in Dallas.
Yeah.
You win in Dallas, you go back to game 7. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If anybody's going to win, it's the team who originally had the home court advantage. All right.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about what the real question you have at hand, bro. As much as I hate to say it, bro, I hate to say it. I know you probably feel the same way because we're both from Brooklyn, man.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't root for Boston, bro.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling Boston could win. And I'm gonna tell you this: like when you really break it down, I was telling the block this. Luka and Kyrie have to go off in order to beat the Wolves.
Yeah.
They've been scoring 30 plus. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
hmm
Of course, the other guys are chipping in, Lively chipping in,
hmm PJ Washington.
Gafford's chipping in. Well, PJ, he's not doing anything this series. He's trashed this series. But he was the other series is what? I mean, now they got Kleber. I don't know. Maybe Kleber might help. Because PJ ain't, you know what I mean? He can hit the threes that Kleber wasn't hitting.
Yeah.
I mean, that PJ's not hitting. But Boston is gonna be tough, bro. Because if Dallas wins, right, they're projecting to win now.
hmm
I think Boston could beat Dallas. I don't know if Boston can beat the Wolves, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
I'm looking at the matchups. I think Derek White, Holiday against Kyrie and Luka, they're gonna give them a hard time.
hmm
2 all-league defenders gonna be guarding them, and they can get go off on anybody.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you gotta who's guarding Tatum and who's guarding Brown.
Right.
They're gonna go for 30 plus.
Right.
And White and Holiday is still gonna give you 10 to 15 points.
Right.
With
Right.
clutch shots.
Right.
So now they're gonna be playing some solid defense on you.
Yeah.
These dudes are not slouching offense too.
Yeah.
Derek White can shoot, Holiday can shoot, he can put you in the post.
Uh-huh.
So if Kyrie's guarding him, he's gonna put Kyrie in the post, slow Kyrie down on offense.
hmm
Where they could win at is the bigs. But again, in order for those bigs to be active, they need the ball from Kyrie and Luka, mainly Luka.
hmm
Luka's gonna have to work.
Yeah.
That's what I think Boston can beat them easier than the Wolves. With the Wolves, you got those 2 bigs.
Yeah. You got 3.
The bigs play big.
They got
they
3.
can beat Boston.
Yeah.
3 bigs. Sorry, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say that to say right now,
Yeah.
I think I don't want to say it. I see the Celtics winning, bro. I try my best not to say it, bro. I I I believe. I mean, I see Dallas be the young team in OKC. Um, you know, that's all they played, right? OKC.
And
That's it.
AC I, it wasn't that did Dallas beat New Orleans? Because New Orleans was hurt. They was real.
So, so that Dallas beat the Clippers. That's what they beat. I totally forgot about the Clippers, bro. So they
They did.
beat the Clippers first. Yeah, they
They
beat the
did.
Clippers.
Uh,
Yeah, there was number 4 and 5.
yes, because
I totally forgot about the Clippers, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
the Clippers been injured. So they
yeah,
beat the Clippers. Injury riddled. Kawhi wasn't really playing. They beat OKC, a young squad. I knew they wasn't doing anything. They beaten the Wolves, which surprised me. I just don't see them beating Boston, man. I really don't. I said so right now, I want to be wrong,
yeah.
but I think Boston gonna win it
Anybody
if they play Dallas.
for people that don't know, people in Brooklyn can't stand Boston. Like
We
it's
can't stand Boston,
just
bro.
can't stand Boston. It's like
We can't.
and then growing up, honestly, Boston was always trash. Boston was
Always,
like when we was like babies, you know what I'm saying? Like years ago.
always trash until they got Garnett and them. They was tight. Like
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
y'all made a big three.
yeah. And then
Y'all
not
started it.
yeah, it did not to mention like they added him on, but they like they gave him a short lease. My favorite player in the world, Stephon Marbury, they slid him on there, then they slid
Yeah,
Shaq on there. It's like, yo, I can't stand these dudes, but yeah, I don't want to
that's
see
true.
them either. I was really hoping that the Pacers was going to beat them, but you know, it is what it is with that.
What happened with the Pacers? Obviously, with Halliburton was a big deal. But the and here's the problem too, bro. And I'm surprised that the coach who's a championship coach made so many mistakes, in
Hmm.
that ball game. I
Yeah,
mean, Nemhart played great,
yeah,
but
yeah,
Nemhart is he doesn't have the experience, so you got him taking out the inbound ball when you had a timeout that you could have brought to the other side of the court. You
mhm,
should have had what you call it take it out the white boy off the bench.
yeah,
Forgot his
yeah,
name.
yeah. I
You
know you're
should
talking.
have had him in there.
Mm-hmm.
So little things like that, and Nemhart did it 2 times. The two
Yeah,
times they could have won, he had those turnovers at the end of the game.
yeah,
They lost.
yeah, yeah,
Come on, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I think honestly felt the Knicks would have gave Boston a good battle,
yeah.
even with the injury,
I think so too.
even with the injuries, bro. So it's unfortunate that the Knicks went down, but Boston went through all these injury riddled teams. But it is what it is, right? It happens. I think that's when Golden State first won too. A lot of people were injured that first year.
Hmm.
It's going similar like Boston, and then they probably could go on a run because now they got and they ain't doing this without the zinger.
Yeah.
Porzingis.
Hmm. And you know, it's crazy. I said it on my show the other night. I said, if more than likely the Timberwolves will lose. We've never seen a team come back from
No.
being down 0-3. They won the game last night, but chances are Dallas will win. For all the
Yeah.
points name about the Boston game are all those are all facts, right? But Dallas is playing in a way that they believe. And there's nothing worse than playing a team that believes because Boston, even though all those things that you named that they have, that's a fact. Like Kyrie and Luka has to be amazing for those guys to win. But Boston is very clunky too. They they
They
will
are
they will look amazing in game one. Game two, they look like complete dog. Like it just like so
dog doodle.
yeah, man, it just looks the worst. So I really believe that Dallas have a real shot of beating Boston, getting
Yeah.
to the championship. And I kind of
I,
feel about that too. But
yeah. I hope you're right. I just, I just, I just think I don't know. I mean,
Subscribe.
that Boston team is serious, bro.
They
I
are.
mean, when you really
They
break
are.
it down, but they don't have a bench. So if they get Porzingis back, you move old man out to the bench. You
Mm-hmm.
got him and Pritchard off the bench. I
Mm-hmm.
don't Hauser. They may play off of Hauser, and Hauser got to hit the shots. I think Cornette not going to work. So they will have to worry about Pritchard and Horford. But that starting five is crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
That's why I feel if Minnesota was there, they'll be able to dominate the boards, which they should.
Yeah.
That's why Gobert guy now had 10 rebounds, bro. You should have been averaging over 10 rebounds against this team.
Yeah.
All series.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the active bigs, that's where they're gonna have a Lively,
Gafford.
Gafford.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to dominate that series, man, against old man Al.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not gonna be able to stop that pick and roll.
Yeah.
Alley.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be able to stop that. But something goes wrong with Luka, something goes wrong with Kyrie, bro. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Because Tim Hardaway Jr. ain't balling.
Right. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. All the factors that you have named is absolutely correct when it comes to Boston's backcourt being able to defend and still give you 12, 15 points, whatever. But then you got to deal with Tatum and Brown. That's all true. But it's something about Boston's consistency that's also a factor as well, too.
That's a fact.
You have to take in consideration to a team that actually believe that they can beat you.
That I agree with that, and what we can add to that too is you got two of the really good closers that can close out. They ain't gonna do what Indiana did.
Yeah,
they'll close it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's another thing too.
So I said this too on my other podcast the other day. Dallas is a very scary team when the game is close. Not when they beating you by blowing you out by 14. You could come back on them because the style of defense and things of that nature. But when the game is close, then that's when you need to worry. It's going to be an interesting series. I think Dallas. I just think Dallas is going to beat Boston, even though Boston on paper is the better team. But it's just about their inconsistency for me. You know what I mean? But
that you don't think they'll do it. Later, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, bro.
Yeah.
I hate Boston. I didn't even want to utter that out my mouth. Today was the first time I did say I think Boston's gonna win.
Yeah.
First time I uttered it, bro. I don't want to do it. And then I'm a Laker fan, so it's like I can't, bro. I can't see them win. Especially the Lakers and Boston are tied for chips, bro. That'll put them over the Lakers, man. I can't see that.
Yeah. I know you're gonna be going through it if that happens. So
I'm going through it, bro.
Yeah, and then
who did Boston play? So Boston played.
They play Indiana.
They played Indiana, Miami. And who else?
And in the first round, no, they got at Miami in the first round. And the second round, they beat
they beat the Cavs. That's what it was.
They beat the Cavs.
They beat the Cavs. I forgot about the Cavs.
They beat
They beat the Cavs.
Yeah. That was the Final Four. Yeah. So, what piece? We're from New York. I want to see the Knicks do well, but I'm a Brooklyn guy. I'm from Brooklyn, so I rep Brooklyn all day. That black and white all day. But
so here's the problem, Ashley. Here's the problem, though. Sorry to cut you off. We inherited them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they really knew they was New Jersey net. That's why I can't. They're not homegrown, bro. That's why I can't do it.
Nah.
That's the only reason. I want to, but it's still the Knicks to me more than Brooklyn right now. It's weird because it's like, yo, bro, y'all from Jersey. We inherited y'all, bro. If it was homegrown like how the Knicks are, that's a whole different story. Brooklyn all day, but they're not. That's why I can't do it yet. It's gonna take me some time.
Well, we could say that about majority of the league is like that because even the Lakers, like it wasn't they didn't wasn't origin in LA. They was origin in Minneapolis. So,
but here's the thing: I ain't from LA.
Right.
I get that. I wasn't even born at that time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's somebody else.
Yeah. No, I said
somebody else maybe in LA.
Now go ahead.
Somebody else living in LA. they probably would have been like, yeah, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the fact that we from Brooklyn, born in Brooklyn, it came from Jersey. I'm like, nah, it ain't real to me. Not yet. It's not real. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while for me to be like, all right, Brooklyn. You know, again, if they're in the playoffs, I'm gonna root for them. But it's like still invitation to me, man. They wasn't real.
For me, like, cause I grew up a Chicago Bulls fan, even when we was trash after Mike left.
Yeah.
When they say, yo, Brooklyn is like, you know, the Nets is coming to Brooklyn, I was like, Chicago, who? Like, yo,
Right.
I'm not returning y'all phone calls no more. Like, yo, it's Brooklyn all day. Like, so
All day.
and when I seen the colors, that black and white, it just represents the
Represent.
the attitude and the colors of the city. It's like, so when I
Right.
Brooklyn, I've been to games. And one thing I have to say about my team, we always try to get the best players. Like honestly, this is how I feel about the Knicks. I know not a lot of Knicks fans is going to kill me for this, but I don't care because I have the courage of my convictions. But Brooklyn, we get players to like really build the team, build the culture. The Knicks, they like to get guys like after their prime, hope that they come to New York, sell jerseys. Knicks teams are good, is out of nowhere because it's really on the players. Like for example, with Brunson, he was a beast on Dallas. But let's keep
Right.
it real.
Bus.
When he signed that $100 million contract to the New York Knicks, people was like, "Yo, so we went from having dreams of Zion, KD, and Kyrie, and you bring
To this
Brunson.
guy.
This is what we
Right.
you feel what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
bringing Brunson, as great as a player that he is, and now the world is seeing what he does on the big stage. So y'all wasn't expecting him to be like this nice. Y'all wasn't expecting all the, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Subscribe.
I like what the Knicks are doing, and the reason why you bring in Brunson, you bring in Hart, who ex-Laker, but you already saw his heart, no pun intended, and then you also bring in DiVincenzo, so all of them won with UConn, right?
right.
So you bring in guys that have championship experience on the collegiate level to the NBA, and they're all playing together. And then you remember OG won a title with the Raptors. So now you got
Well, Villanova.
four guys. Villanova. You got four guys in your starting lineup with all championship experience.
Yeah.
And these guys are going to play hard, right?
Right.
None of them. I still don't think Brunson's a number one option championship team. I don't. But you have all these guys who are going to work hard. Randall's good. He's not number one option either. Came from my Lakers, not number one option. And I don't know if Randall fits with what they got going on right here, but hopefully they keep this team. If you want to trade somebody out of everybody, I would probably look more so to trading maybe Randall, but depends who you're going to get back. Because Randall has heart as well.
You guys, the Knicks, well, you're a Laker guy, but just as forms of New York, the Knicks need a stretch four who's a number one scorer. That's what they need, a guy who could stretch for, because when you have that you know the team all on the court at the same time, when it comes to Brunson, Hart, DiVincenzo, they great with being familiar with each other, but that's a small group. So you're going to need a stretch four plus with Hymanstein or Harvey Stein. I know I'm butchering.
Yeah. But here's the thing too. You forget, but Bonjanovic, he didn't play all yet. Maybe he came later with Burks.
Right.
So I think those two, I think, is a huge help. That's why I don't understand why Tibbs didn't play Burks some more throughout the year, because he was a Burks guy. Burks was there before he went over to Detroit.
Yeah.
And you know, he was already there first, and he was killing with the Knicks. That's why it was confusing me. But yeah, Bonjanovic as well. You know, Bonjanovic is a stretch four. So if you had to take out Randall, you could put him in it, and he's a scorer. He'll still light it up. So they have the pieces.
Yeah.
Losing Robinson is huge. Hackenstein, whatever his name, Harkenstein, he's a hustler, but he's not a starting center. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Robinson come back, he'll help. So I don't know who they can get, but I think they really have everything, bro. To be honest, they need everybody healthy because now you get Bogdanovic for a whole year. If he's not a free agent, I think he might be a free agent. But if you can re-sign him, coming off the bench for Randall, you got Burks coming in for Hart, who's Hart not really a shooter like that. Coming in for DiVincenzo.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a bigger guard, 6'6", versus a guard at 6'3", because you need size in the game pause, and you still got Hart starting at your small forward, but he's 6'4", but you got OG. They got interchangeable pieces, bro. Like, get another point guard. So maybe I would get another center just in case, and a reliable point guard off the bench. If you could bring Chris Paul over there off the bench, bro. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You know, he might have relationships with Worldwide West and that agent they got over there. You never know.
And then Tibbs also have to do a slight adjustment in the minutes that guys play per minute, because
Oh yeah,
he has a history of playing guys over the minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you know,
But
Subscribe.
that's what I'm saying. You got the interchangeable parts right now. Right now, you got Brunson. So if you get a reliable, I'm sure they got the cap to get a reliable vet point guard off the bench. You start in DiVincenzo. You can bring in Burks, right? Burks he don't really play defense, but all right, maybe your shooting guard's a little shaky. But then your small forward, you got OG, you got Hart, you got Bogdanovic, and you got Randall. So right there, you got a solid 8. Your center's shaky. Hackers, Harkenstein, and Robinson, because Robinson be injured. But they have guys. But like you said, he needs to make the adjustment. He has the players. You gotta let him play. You know what I'm saying? Especially throughout the regular season, so they won't be tired for the playoffs.
Yeah, and you can see, and that became a factor in the playoffs as well too. Last question: what is your biggest inspiration? Because you've been through a lot of stuff, so
Yeah.
it's a lot of driving forces that would take you from some of these lows to these highs. But what is your biggest inspiration? What gets you out of the bed every morning?
Subscribe.
Yo, my inspiration, man, is just my faith in God. Really, that's really what it is. My faith that I'm gonna make it. That that I'm ordained for this. That I'm destined for that. These are the steps that He has for me. I think that's my biggest inspiration, man, and to make my family and friends happy. I think the mentality that I have, I think the mentality I have will also bring up the youth of people who follow me. I think for what I do, people will be encouraged, and I will inspire other people. So I inspire to inspire other people as well. That whatever field that they choose to go in, and you can make it happen. You just got to put in the work. But yeah, I think my faith in God is the biggest inspiration that gets me up every day, knowing that I'm gonna make it, and hearing from my family, friends, and fans about the great job that I do, and I inspire them to be better. I think that's
Yeah,
what motivates me the most.
that's perfect, bro. I want to thank you for tuning in with us, man. And this means the
Oh,
world.
no doubt, man.
Please
Of
let
course,
the
my guy.
please let the world know some of the other latest things that you got going on right now that you want them to tap into right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Should I make the names known right now? Maybe I let people know. I got a couple shows coming out. Right, I let you know the platforms. So I got 2 shows coming out. Damn, I got a lot of stuff coming out. But anyway, I got 2 shows coming out on BET Plus, popular shows that you're gonna like. You know, that'll be coming out soon. I got a big show that's probably gonna be the hottest show this year. I'm almost certain if it comes out this year. I just finished that up. I think we're done filming. Everybody's done filming in June. So from what I hear, they're looking to bring it out the end. But that one is a big deal. It's a lot of A-list stars in this one. But yeah, it's coming, and that's on Peacock. So I don't know if I can release the names yet,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
those are the projects I got. I got a movie that I finished up out here. That I don't know when that's coming out, but yeah, man, I got a lot of stuff in the horizon. Working on some stuff right now. So yeah, man, I'm blessed, man. I got some hits coming.
Also,
All
let the
popular joints too. All popular joints that people gonna love to see. I'll be in them.
we can't wait to see it, bro. Also, let the people know the find you on Instagram.
Yeah, man, you can find me at Rayan Lawrence,
subscribe,
RAYANLAWRENCE. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on X. You can follow me on Facebook as well. Facebook, I do keep to my family, but I do have a fan page. You know what I mean? Follow me. Find out the new stuff that I'm doing. I'm always posting something inspiring as well. And you guys can DM me. You know what I mean? Because I do answer my DMs. So, got questions that you need some answers to that I might be able to help out. I got you.
Yeah, that's lit. That's lit. Well, there you have it, y'all. That's been another episode of Overstand Podcast. Why understand when you go overstand? Again, I'm Lovechild. It's my brother right here, Rayan Lawrence. And look out for everything that he has going on. And I'll see y'all next Monday, 9:30. Already know the vibe. As always, love. We out of here.
subscribe.